It's Monday, Mindset Monday to be exact. And I am so glad that you are joining me tonight, whether it is going to be on the live or catching the replay. Um, I just thank you. I thank you for tuning in each week. Um, I enjoy seeing the different people log in. I enjoy getting the feedback. I enjoy the offline conversations that take place as a result of Mindset Monday. So, as you know, for the month of September, we are focused on a heart reset because I've said it before and I will say it again. You can have your mindset all together, right? We've talked about that. You can have it all together, but if you have not done a reset of your heart or a heart check at least, then you can find yourself still feeling void. So, we don't want to be those people that look like we've got it together on the outside, right? Walk out the door, put on our fake, I'm perfect, smile, and then still be a hot mess on the inside. I have an issue with the whole concept of faking it till you make it. I really do. I've heard that statement for years and years and years. But at the end of the day, as it relates to the matters of the heart, and the fact that we've been talking about the fact that out of the heart flows the issues of life, if you are considering yourself faking it till you make it so that it looks like to the outside that you've got it all together, God sees and knows your heart. He knows your heart. He knows your truth. Um, so you might be faking it for everybody else, but at the end of the day, God knows. He knows every thought that you think. He knows every truth. He knows every hurt. He knows everything that you're holding on. He knows how jumbled your heart is with the past, with resentment, with bitterness, with unforgiveness. God knows all of those things. So although we may look like we've got it together on the outside, at the end of the day, if we're still a hot mess on the inside, in the long run, we're still going to be miserable. And it's crazy to me because I love Ayanna Van. So one time on a episode of what's her show, Fix My Life, she actually told a guy on the show, "We can't fix a lie." And so I feel that that's the same stance we have to take as it relates to the issues of our heart. Yes, we can lie because sometimes a lie is just easier, and sometimes a lie just allows us to avoid some pain or bringing up the past, but we can't fix a lie. So if you're stuck in a lie, then you're never going to be whole. You're never going to be the best version of you. You're never going to be able to walk fully in the purpose that God created you for if you're stuck. And, I think people fake it till they make it for a lot of different reasons. Some people fake it till they make it and they lie for so long that they start to believe their lies, right? So you don't want to be that person that your perception of your reality ends up being skewed because you've lied to everybody else for so long that you start to believe your own lies. I made a post on Instagram last week that said the hardest person to call out on a lie is you. So ouch, right? But we do. If we're honest, we all lie to ourselves in some degree about something at some point in time. And we need to be better than that. Other times, I think that people fake it because of shame. And so that is actually the point that we're going to talk about tonight is shame. So the purpose of tonight's conversation, because we're focusing on the issues that flow from the heart, we are going to define shame as a painful emotion caused by consciousness of guilt or something to be regretted. Okay, so I feel like shame is a tough one to talk about. I really do. I feel like we're talking about deep open heart surgery at this point. Because oftentimes for people, the shame that we carry is not even about something that we did. When I was doing some research last week on shame, it was actually talking about the fact that shame was a very common tactic used by tribal leaders in order to keep their members in line. And so if you think about it, this actually really holds true today. Like in households for generations, shame has been used as a way to either keep family secrets or keep you from exposing something or somebody. And sometimes the something or somebody relates directly to you. If you think about molestation and abuse and those kinds of things. And other times it doesn't pertain directly to you, but it's still the secret that you have to carry around. And the sad sometimes if a person has had to carry shame for a really long time, shame can make you feel like you're something wrong. It can be the voice inside of your head. Sometimes that can say that you're not good enough. So I actually read a story a girl wrote. She's an empowerment speaker now, and she was talking about she grew up in a home where it was abusive. Her mom and dad fought a lot, and she didn't indicate that they were abusive towards her, but her dad was abusive towards her mom, and her mom always reiterated to her that she could never say anything to anybody outside of those four walls about the things that happened in their house, the things she saw, the things she witnessed. And what she said was that she grew up feeling like her voice didn't matter, her opinion didn't matter, and that the best thing for her to do was to just be unseen and unheard. So even when she was in school, even when she was out places, it was just safest to be unseen and unheard. And how in her adult years, it wasn't until she was just miserable one day on the job that she put together that the root cause of why she was the way she was as an adult was the shame that she had carried over. And so where shame was really doing damage to her heart was in the fact that she didn't have a voice. So she felt like she wasn't good enough. Her opinion didn't matter. So she was always the person who never voiced her opinion. She went along. She did things she didn't want to do. She said yes when she meant no. She found herself in relationships too long, jobs too long, all because of shame. And once she was able to identify it, then she was able to work towards it and acknowledge it and do something different. And so tonight, I'm going to share with you 3 ways that can help you release shame. So the first way you can release shame is by owning your story. Okay, so sometimes that can be kind of hard, like I said, especially if your shame is rooted in a childhood experience. I'm currently reading a book, and it's called Me, Myself, and the Lies. And the author discusses the fact that we all create labels on our thoughts, and we create labels and place labels on things that happen in our lives. And so in her book, she says that you have the options for 3 labels. You can label something as a fact, as fate, or as faith, right? So as I've been reading through this book, one of the examples for me is that growing up, there have definitely been times, and even in my adult life, honestly, there have been times where I have felt ashamed of the fact that my dad is addicted to drugs and he's an alcoholic. And so for me, that is a fact, right? That is just a fact. It has been a reality in my life for almost 30 years now. But that fact does not have to determine my fate, right? So, as I tell you every week, when it's all said and done, we have a choice, right? You can choose to stay stuck. You can choose to be defined by the fact, or you can choose to choose your own fate and to have faith, right? So at the end of the day, you have energy and you're going to spend one thing or another, right? So we can spend our energy on the things that we can control, or we can spend our energy on the things that we can't control. And unfortunately, no matter how hard, no matter how heavy, no matter how big the secret is, the parts of our past are something that we can no longer control. So to either suppress our energy and let it be stuck because of our past and the shame that's associated with it, or to use our energy in a negative way to stay fixated on the things that that have brought us shame, is a waste of our energy, and you only get so much energy. Okay, so way number 1 is just to own your story. Hard, ugly, heavy, big, own it. Way number 2 to release shame is to engage in self-expression. Okay, so shame, just like many of the other issues in our heart, thrives in darkness, right? Fear thrives in darkness, doubt thrives in darkness, and shame, it also thrives in darkness. So shame is one of those things that can trapped because it can make you feel like you either don't belong someplace or you're just not good enough. But once shame is lifted, when you have the courage to talk about it, then it can no longer have power over you, right? So anything that's in the darkness keeps power over you, but once you shed light on it, then that power is gone. Okay? So, and when I say share, engage in self-expression, I don't mean come on Facebook and tell all your business. I don't mean go off on the person if there's somebody else associated with your shame. I don't mean you call all your girlfriends over and spill the beans. That's not the kind of self-expression I'm referring to. I'm referring to the kind of self-expression that involves you finding a professional or someone that you can trust, that you would be able to share your innermost thoughts with, the matters of your heart. And as a sidebar, I think it's kind of sad that in the African American community, there is such a negative light on going to seek professional help as it relates to counseling or psychology services or personal development services. And I think that that's really sad, and I think that's generational. And part of this whole concept of shame is actually a generational, I don't want to call it a curse, but it's a negative that's been passed down, that we don't discuss our business. We don't tell anybody what's going on. And you don't to a certain degree, but you do with the right people because we are better together. And the thing about it is sometimes we don't even know the areas that we need help in until we're willing to talk to somebody and have the courage to say, hey, you know what, I'm kind of struggling in this area right now. Or can I just talk to you about something that happened? And, I realize that there are some people that no matter what I say, they're going to be like, nope, not doing it. Not going to talk to a professional. I'm not telling anybody my business. I don't need a Dr. Phil telling me what to do. I don't need a coach, a life coach, a performance coach, an empowerment coach, a healing coach. I don't need any of that. And, to each his own. But if that's not something that you're comfortable with doing, then journal. You would be surprised if you would just get your feelings out. If you would just get them out. So for me, last summer, I actually found myself on a plane headed out to Houston, and one of my assignments was to write a letter about my dad. And so I kind of put it off intentionally because I just wasn't really sure that I wanted to kind of dig, I mean, last summer I committed to open heart surgery. Let me tell you, we were digging in my heart, but I'm better because of it now. So I sat down in the airplane, got my headphones on, got myself situated, and I opened up this notebook, and I just stared at a blank paper. And before I knew it, thoughts and feelings and just memories and hurt and pain just started to feel the lines of the book. Like I could not believe how fast I was writing. I could not believe how much I was writing. And tears were flowing. But when I tell you, after that experience was over, I felt like such a relief. Like I felt like I had dropped 15 pounds from the inside. It was amazing. And I realized too that, as you grow and you become more aware, you have to go back sometimes and deal with the issues of the past because new levels bring new devils, right? But when you can be intentional about the fact that you are in control of your emotions and your emotions don't control you, I say all the time, one of the most empowering things that can happen for a person is the minute that they realize they have choice and they have power. You have power over every past situation, every mistake, every hurt, every shame, every resentment. You have power over all of those emotions, just like you have power over all of your good ones. So, getting back, because I'm about to go way off on track over here. 3 ways to release shame. Way number 1 is own your story. Way number 2 is to engage in some form of self-expression, whether it be speaking to someone or just journaling to get it out. And then way number 3, honest goodness, is save the best for last. Seek God and activate your faith. So, people say it with ease all the time. When it involves with someone else, right? Like when it's somebody else and we're talking about them, you can say, oh, what the devil meant for evil, God can use for good. Or God can turn a mess into a masterpiece. Or beauty for ashes. It's so easy for us to say that when we're thinking about somebody else's situation. Well, what about when it's our very own situation, right? Because what we have to remember at the end of the day is God knows absolutely everything about you, right? And He loves you all the same. He knows every mistake you've already made, every situation that's already happened, every thought you had about it. He knows every mistake you're going to make in every situation that's going to happen. And He loves you all the same. The Bible actually says that He sees us as blameless, right? So while studying and preparing for our talk regarding that book, Me, Myself, and Lies, when I thought about the labels of fact, fate, or faith, I realized that the facts are the facts, right? And oftentimes, fate is when I choose to try to handle the matters of my heart by myself. But faith is when I realize that I am never alone and I don't have to stay stuck because of my unresolved issues of my heart. So, one more time, we're talking tonight about shame and the fact that sometimes shame can be so deeply rooted. And oftentimes it's from instances that didn't even have anything to do with us. They weren't our fault, but we still carry the pain and hurt from them. And the fact that shame sometimes can make you feel like you're not good enough or like you don't belong. But you can release that. You have a choice. You don't have to stop, right? So 3 ways that you can release shame is to own your story, engage in some sort of self-expression, and then seek God and activate your faith. So remember what I always say. Life happens to the best of us. And at some point we all get stuck. But staying stuck is a choice. You have control over how you use your energy. And so I always encourage you to reframe when necessary. Reframing means change the way you're looking at it, pivot so that you're able to move in the direction of the thing it is that you've been asking, hoping, wishing, praying, and praying for, and then persist. So persist means that despite it all, you just don't give up because you're able to persist when you realize everything you need. Absolutely everything you need to succeed in this thing called life is already inside of you. And the truth is, at the end of the day, you're not waiting on God. He's waiting on you. And it's kind of funny because I actually heard Tony Evans give a small speech today on YouTube about when roadblocks come up in the way, right? And he was saying that a lot of times roadblocks mean construction. So when a roadblock comes up in your life, it's because God has you under construction for something better. Because usually construction means that something's being repaired or something new is about to take place. So that the worst thing that would happen for you is that if you don't trust the process and go through the process, you would hate to be in the position where you reach the destiny that God has for you and you're not prepared. And so I thought, wow, what a different mindset, right? What a different way to shift the way we think and to reframe roadblocks when they come up in our lives. Roadblocks are just preparation. So I'm going to leave you with a quote for this week. This week's quote is by Viktor Frankl, and Viktor simply says, when we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. So whatever happened in your past that caused you to be ashamed cannot be changed, but you can be changed. So this was this week's episode of Mindset Monday. If you commented, I'll go back and read the comments below. If you got a nugget, if something resonated with you, then share this broadcast so that your friends are able to become my friends. And in the meantime, keep remembering that you have a choice. Staying stuck is an option, and move in the direction of the thing it is that you have been asking, wishing, hoping, and praying for. And I'll see you next week.